You are born into a world of freezing black water and cracking ice. A place where the sky groans and the cold can kill before your first breath. The moment you slide out of your mother's body, your life becomes a countdown to the surface. She nudges you upward through jagged cracks in the ice, guiding you to your first breath of air. There are no guarantees here, just narrow gaps between frozen ceilings. And if you can't find one in time, breathing won't save you. You surface, you breathe, you survive. Congratulations, you've just completed your first miracle. The first thing you notice, once you stop panicking about dying every 90 seconds, is that some of the adults have giant spikes sticking out of their faces. The tusk, a spiraled ivory lance that looks like a unicorn, and a swordfish had an awkward baby. You don't have one yet, but you watch how they use it, sensing salinity, tapping ice, even slapping fish out of the water like smug aquatic fencers. One older male casually knocks a cod unconscious mid-glide. It's absurd. It's incredible. You're obsessed. By your second year, there's a strange pressure beneath your lip, a push from the inside. The tusk is coming, not fast, not elegant, just an ever-growing ivory corkscrew punching its way through your face. Lucky you. Winter comes early. The ice forms faster than expected, solid sheets locking together like the ocean's been stitched shut. You and your pod are trapped in a shrinking air pocket. There are only a few breathing holes left, each one just wide enough for a narwhal to surface, and just dangerous enough to be fatal. Your family clusters near one. The surface looks clear, but then a shape, a polar bear, on the ice, waiting near the hole. You hesitate, but your lungs are screaming for air. The others scatter. You bolt, aiming for a crack 30 yards away. Your tusk scrapes the sides as you push through, surfacing into the frigid air and gasping for oxygen. Behind you, a young narwhal surfaces too close, too slow. The bear lunges, claws slicing the air. You don't look back, but you hear the splash. The ice turns red. You've grown, sleek, strong, and now armed. Your tusk stretches out like a blade forged by nature just to mess with your aerodynamics. It's beautiful, dangerous, ridiculous. It hums in cold water, literally. Scientists think you might be able to sense temperature, salinity, even magnetic fields with it. You just think it makes you look amazing. Still, it's not all glory. Try turning your head in tight ice corridors with a 5-foot ivory spear attached to your mouth. You've nearly poked yourself unconscious more times than you'd like to admit. But you're no rookie anymore. You're a narwhal now, with a weapon, a story, and scars. It starts with silence. You're swimming near the edge of the ice shelf. The pod spreads out. It's just another day. Then the sea explodes. An orca breaches from beneath the ice, silent, sudden, a black and white torpedo with a mouth full of razors. You dive, hard. Everyone flees in different directions. That's the only tactic. Scatter, confuse, survive. You zip through a narrow under-ice passage, tusk grinding against the walls, heart punching through your ribs. You see one of your podmates dart left, only to be caught mid-turn. A flash of teeth. A thrash. Blood clouds the water. You keep going. You don't look back. You survive. Again, you're getting good at this. Seasons blur. You migrate with the pod, always chasing cod, squid, and the whisper of safety beneath the melting ice. The Arctic isn't what it used to be. The ice is thinner. The prey swim deeper. The waters are louder, filled with ships, engines, drills. One day, while gliding through a peaceful stretch of sea, you hear something off. A hum, mechanical. A small submersible drone glides beneath you. It blinks. You investigate. Pop! Something stings your tail. You thrash, spin. But it's too late. You've been tagged, tracked. You are now a floating blip on someone's screen. You're deeper than ever now, chasing a massive squid through a maze of icy caverns where even light doesn't bother to follow. The pressure tightens around you like a fist. Your heartbeat slows. Your tusk hums. You strike. Tentacles whip around your head. Ink blasts in every direction. You twist, roll, bite. The squid fights like it wants a rematch in the next life. Finally, it stills. You carry your prize upward, disoriented, exhausted, but the ice shelf is endless above you, no openings. You spiral sideways, searching. Your lungs burn. At last, a crack. You shoot through it and explode into the air, flopping onto the ice like a dripping, confused javelin. You lie there, breathing, tusk throbbing. Then you smile because you're still alive. A few seasons later, you start to notice who's missing. An older bull who used to swim beside you. A calf you once nudged through the ice maze. A female with a chipped tusk who always clicked twice before diving. You keep looking, they don't return. And it hits you. Maybe they didn't just swim somewhere else. Maybe the ocean took them. Maybe the warming water, the hunters, the predators. Maybe they finally caught up. You swim slower after that. You breathe deeper. You drift farther from the pod. You feel it in your body, old now, aching. Your tusk is dulled at the tip. Not useless, just tired. You stop chasing every fish. You sleep more, migrate less. One day, you find a shallow cove, quiet and still. The ice forms a ceiling above, thin enough to let light through, thick enough to keep out the world. You dive. The silence wraps around you like an old friend. You close your eyes, and you let go. You were born into a frozen gauntlet and grew up dodging death from above, below, and all sides. You were poked, tagged, hunted, and tracked, and you kept going. You weren't mythical. You weren't magical. You were real. And somehow, that made you even more magnificent. So the next time someone sees a photo of a narwhal and laughs, calls you a myth, or a meme, or a swimming ice cream cone with a horn, let them laugh. Because you were a unicorn that didn't need a fairy tale. You just needed the sea.
If you think the narwhal has a hard life, check out the jellyfish.